Hey, what's up, Guardian? Since Destiny 2 Heresy was released about a month ago, one major change we saw was the total revamp of the in-game PvP mode, Trials of Osiris. I dabbled with Trials since the early days of Destiny 1, and unless you knew two other top-tier players, your odds of going to Lighthouse were very slim back then. You had to assemble a 3-player fire team in advance before you could even join the matchmaking in the game. There were no solo queues available, so you either got a lot of experience playing with a consistent fire team every week, or you had to go through a painful third-party LFG site that were full of toxicity and was really not the place for less experienced Guardians. Beginning in Destiny 2, Bungie has tried many iterations of Trials, but has not really moved the game forward for a majority of Crucible players out there who wanted to try this new mode out for themselves. Trials has forever been known as the elite Crucible players' activity only created for that top 10% of players. Well, I'm here to tell you that your time has come. If you like to play Crucible from time to time, and maybe want to jump into those Iron Banner weeks for some good weapons and armor, the new revamped Trials of Osiris feels exactly the same way to me today. But without all of the chaotic 6v6 gameplay, and capturing zones, and spawns getting in behind you, and it just is nuts. Trials is a 3v3 only activity, and the game type is called Dominion. It's very simple. You either capture a point on a map every round before the time expires, or kill the other team. The first team to do it wins the round. It's that easy. The first to 5 rounds won wins the game. And with the new Trials revamp, all you have to do is win 7 games. That's it. No more win streaks or back-to-back wins needed. Just win 7 games over the course of the weekend.
Nice.
That was easy.
Win streaks can help you determine how much loot you will get at the end, but you will always get loot. The most loot I've ever seen in any activity to date in Destiny 2. That's raids too. So in this video, my objective is to show you how easy it is to get those 7 wins and go to the Lighthouse solo. I know, I can hear you saying, yeah, Gator, that sounds good and all. You're a Crucible player, but how do a more casual Crucible player get those 7 wins? Well, that is exactly what I'm going to show you today. How to play solo in Trials and still reach that coveted Lighthouse. So let's get started. Okay, before you play Trials, you have to go to St. 14 and pick up a card. You can get the regular Trials of Osiris Passage, or what you really need is the Lighthouse Passage. This is what you're going to need to get to the Lighthouse. Now, St. 14 also offers some bounties. If you're going to use some of these weapons, or you're going to be in a situation where you'll use some of these bounties, then just go ahead and pick them up. It's just extra XP. I'll definitely be using a pulse rifle, not a submachine gun, but I will be using kinetic, so pick it up. Now, as you play the game, you get experience, just like with any other activity out there. And if you look, there are all kinds of Trials weapons you can get. Golf balls, all that stuff. And this week's Trials Adept weapon is the Aisha's Care, which I love pulse rifles. So this is what the whole weekend is about, is getting this Adept weapon, which you get from the Lighthouse. And if you use those engrams that you get from games that you play, you'll be able to focus that with engrams and get it that way. So let's get started. All right, so we've got our card. We're ready to jump into Trials. This is where you would start to play Trials. And you'll notice you have the 7 game boxes. Once you fill those boxes, you're good to go. A few things too is that you cannot swap exotic armor or kinetic weapons. It'll drain all your ability energy. Talked about the Dominion rules already. And this week happened to be double Crucible drops. So if you win a game, you get double loot, which is even better. And this is the part I wanted to make sure you guys knew about. When on an active Lighthouse Passage, that's the card we got, matchmaking does not utilize skill. This is very important. It's open skill. So it is literally luck of the draw who you get to play in your first games. Regardless of where you are on your card, it's open skill on your first visit to the Lighthouse. I just want to make sure I got that clear with everybody. Also, once you do complete a Trials Passage, then your matchmaking will put you in a different pool based on your performance for the week. And the way they gauge performance is your win streak, which it goes back to the old days of Trials where you want to create a win streak without losing. All right, we got that all squared away. Here we go. Let's start our first game. And by the way, this is chronologically the exact week where I went to the Lighthouse. I'm not going to show you every scene, but this is kind of a synopsis of my entire weekend, last weekend, playing Trials for the Aisha's Care Adept Pulse Rifle. Here we go. Here we go. First game. The map is Solitude. A lot of people did not like this map. You'll find out why in a minute here. Here we go. At the beginning of a Trials game, you will see the other team. You'll see what they're using, what kind of a character they are. Just gives you a little information here. Now just know that they can swap this out as soon as this animation's done. So don't always assume this is what they're using, but this is probably what they're going to come into the game with. And then you actually see your team versus their team. So you get a good rundown of where everybody's at. Now what I'm going to show you here are various clips throughout this card. And I'm just going to point out some things I did right, some things I did terribly wrong, or even something my teammates did wrong. So here we go. The objective really when playing Dominion is getting to the flag zone and defending it. And hopefully in the process you're going to kill the other team. But if you notice, Death Chap here and I go to the stairs where the flag is, but our third teammate goes to the left. Typically, the first rule when you're playing Trials is to stick together. Now, I'm going to prove that sometimes you can get off from your group and not stick with your team where it does work out for you, but you have to have a certain strategy in mind when doing that. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to defend this flag. And our teammate to the left here goes, I guess in the middle. I don't know why he went there, but okay. Well, looks like he got sniped. Yeah, so here it is. Just him and I. We're here to defend the flag. We still have to wait 23 seconds before we can even take it. So the first thing you want to do when he is firing toward an enemy is you want to do some team firing. You want to make sure that you're helping him out as he's putting his neck out there to kill an enemy. So we mix it up. Get away from the grenades. Titan comes out here to try to shotgun or slam, and we take him out. And he eliminates the third. Just like that. First match is over. All right, in this situation, there's at least two of them, and it looks like there's a third one going to the middle, where ammo usually is, where your heavy ammo is. Our third player has gone to that middle part, but you can see they're trying to hold down this flag and play the long game. First thing I'll tell you to do when firing at long range with your teammates is never to be beside them. Give them room to jump around and strafe and avoid getting shot. All too many times I see people bunch up on me or I bunch up on other people, and where they get stuck, where they can't move side to side and they end up dying. If you notice when these guys are shooting here, Death Chap is going to come back to me, realizing that he can't run in there. They're just going to take him out, and you'll see how we play it from here. See, I'm keeping my distance. He takes out one. I really hurt the second one. By then they've already closed on him. That's the match. Heavy's up this time, which creates an extra little issue. Heavy usually means instant kills, guaranteed kills, so you have to think of it that way. Perfect team shot there. He stuck his nose out, but I can revive him. And then we have the numbers again. I don't know why he went to the middle. Do not understand why he went to the middle. They're just in here waiting for me. And there's one thing I can guarantee you. When it's a 3v1, even a 2v1, it's just that much more difficult. Look for the long game here. They're not here, but they're going middle. So I decided to cut off this guy at the middle. And they're pushing inside. There's two left. It's a 3v2. They're doing their job. They're pushing. These are teammates, so they're communicating. Keep in mind, I don't have any sound on. I'm playing without any sound. I'm just watching visually this whole game. That's the only way I'm playing. So I visually see they're pushing to the middle. So I immediately, after I take this guy out, I got to go to the middle. But I'm still here at the flag if things go wrong. So I have some options. That's it. That is the name of the game right there in Trials. Get the numbers and collapse. Run with your team, collapse, get the kill, end it quickly. Don't give them chance to revive their teammates. You have to act really quickly. And you're noticing these rounds are going by like within 60, 120 seconds. They're very quick rounds. So you get to these games very quickly. They went to the middle again. I went to the outside. I throw an ice turret here, just kind of give some protection. Now see, our team, this is one thing you do not want to do when you're playing Trials. Do not run into the middle solo by yourself. Usually there's people just waiting there, usually at least two, and that's what happened here. Our teammate ran in there and just got pot shot. That puts us at a big disadvantage right now because they have the numbers. If they were smart, they would have collapsed. Let's see how this plays out. We can't get to the guy to revive him. Not good. Get my health. A turn ends up freezing one of them here before they destroyed it. So we jump on that and take care of it. We have the numbers now. There we go. That just happened to work out. But that is how quickly a match is done. That's how quickly a game can be completed. That took probably a total of, I would say, 5 minutes total to win 5 rounds. And you can see we got a weapon, an Ingram, a prism, a strange coin, even some XP boost. Yeah. And make sure to give your teammates accommodations. Remember, you need to give out 5 of those to get your pinnacle weapon from your clan lady. Make sure you do that. So on to the next game. Totally different team. Keep in mind, I don't hear any audio cues at all. I'm just watching visually what's going on here while I'm playing. One teammate with me here. So he should be here to help back me up if I get hurt. Okay. He's backing me up. Good plays. Someone's coming behind us. I don't think he realized there were 2 of us and backs back. But he runs in and takes the bait. He gets killed. I'm left alone. That's the classic bait where someone runs out, runs back in, is hoping at least one player runs back into the middle, and they're just waiting for him to come in and take him out. And then I'm by myself. I can't do anything about this. I try to get one of them, the bait out, to come outside. Maybe I could pick one off at a time, but meanwhile they're capping the point. So I really am out of options here. The team I was playing with here was probably a little less experienced. Another clip here. See, our teammates are pretty frisky. They like running to that middle quickly. So I come in here, give some backup with the turret. And right here, this is a prime example of trials. This breaks it down to the fighting style of trials. There's a single hunter on the other side of this middle area here, and he decides to run left out the door, and my teammate and I immediately pounce on him. This is where you get punished for running by yourself. And I know you've seen me run by myself a few times here, and I've gotten lucky. But again, stick with your team. Stick with your team. That's the only way they can pick you back up, is if you're near your teammates. Deedzo is over here to the right in the middle. He's under fire. But my teammate here with me right now is able to help me collapse on this hunter. We're just waiting for him. Slide through there, avoid getting killed. Come back and clean up the kills. The bane of my existence right here. There's no defense against a sliding shotgun. But my teammates are able to finish the job and get it done. Now here we have the flag at the lower area here. We're all just going to try to pot shot, keep them off. But if you notice, all three of us are in the same area, but we're not running all over each other. We're all staying separate of each other. See the gaps in between all three of us? It works actually pretty well because we're all able to strafe and try to stay alive. Even though I probably will die in this situation because I got greedy, tried to stick my head out a little too long, my two teammates here actually pulled through very well. They stuck together, and you'll see what happens here. "2v1, never gonna win that." Teammates are still behind me, still trying to hold the point. They pick a member up, so they pick me up. There it is, round over. That was well played. That's how three teammates should play right there. Playing all together. Another clip. See, they're running more in the middle. My teammate smells it out here. Single player by himself. Once he engages in something like that, a 1v1 play, it's my objective. I have to support this guy. If he runs in, I have to run in. You can see it's a 1v1. The other two enemies are on to the right side in the hole over there. So I have to come in here and just make sure I give them help and support. The infamous tunnel. They're so focused on the middle guy, I end up taking this last guy out. We just flowed. These two guys I was gaming with really flowed well with me. They knew when to charge. We all stuck together. We all played together like we were a team of three that had been playing for years. This is a really good example of how you need to play as a solo player with your teams. Good job, guys. Fourth round. Looks like someone left and then someone joined. I forgot the heavy was up. Idiot. They were going for the heavy. It almost was too late here. Now here's the thing. We were lucky. Because they had a new player entering the game, they probably were delayed a little bit before they charged because they lost a player. Now, when your teammate is reviving one of your other teammates, don't just sit here. Run interference and help them. Do something to distract from the revive. And that's exactly what I do here. All teammates alive. Match is over. Yeah, I flowed well with these guys. These guys really knew what to do. Now, I did separate this one time because the flag is at stairs, and I like stairs because I like to head glitch it. But these two guys are playing together, so they're communicating. So they're probably thinking, we're going to go inside and flank and see if we can take these guys out. So let's see how this plays out. I don't remember how this plays out exactly. Let's find out. Thank you, mortar. There we go. They pushed from the inside. I was out here at the flag to protect the flag. Normally, this I would not suggest doing, but we seem to be overpowering this team, and I just felt it's kind of a field game. I just felt that I could get away with it this time, and those two guys were strong enough players to push those other guys toward me. So it worked out. There's another game won. That's 5. Okay, another clip, totally different team. Now see how you notice? I call this the cartwheel. It's where players will come out, get their shots in, and then back up. It's kind of a rotating 3. We're all kind of rotating around, getting our shots in, while the other team is standing in the open, keeps continuing to lose their health. We sit back, gain our health back, and re-engage. I call this the cartwheel. It's what we do all the time when I'm playing with 2 other buddies of mine. It's very effective in Team V team fights. Get my health, then charge. Big mistake here. I really flopped this. This match is on me. They were pushing the middle because Heavy was in the middle, and I went to the outside like I normally do. It left them outnumbered, and they easily just picked them off. This is how you do not want to play Trials. Damn shotgun. Really have much choice there. Here's the thing though, we still end up winning this because the guy runs back, doesn't try to finish Sniper Boy off here. He goes back to revive his teammate. Instead of trying to just finish this guy off, that gives us a chance to get our teammates back as well. Gets his teammate up. It's 2v2. I don't know how we won that one. I would consider that just strictly luck. But see, that what the point is, that guy should have pushed for the final battle. It was a 1v1 gunfight, which is always what you want to try to strive to get. He should have pushed and taken out our teammate because he had us dead to rights. Oh well. Okay, it's at my favorite spot, stairs. You notice my teammates are hanging back behind me now. Let's see what they end up doing, whether helping or hindering. Yeah, see, I love this gameplay. These guys were really great. I don't know if this team was together or not, but they really communicated well and they moved really well. Movement is half the game. Playing Trials, it's getting in position. If you notice, 2 guys right behind me. I'm going to come in and get my pot shots. We took out the guy in the middle already. We're already ahead on numbers. And what they're going to do is just come in behind me once I back out because I'm getting hurt and finish the kill off. That's the way you got to think about in Trials. I'm pushing, but they don't push with me. That was a mistake. I just got lucky here. But I ended up drawing and baiting them toward me. And there they are, ready to help me pick them off. Lucked out on that one. They were a little slow hanging back there in the back. When I pushed, they should have pushed with me. But you notice they did eventually push. So that's all that matters. Another round. Again, look at the spacing. Perfect spacing. Nobody's tripping over each other in the gunfights. One is way in the back with a longer range rifle. One's right behind me to help me finish off kills that I don't get done. Let's see how this turns out. Smoke bombs are just abysmal. They're so... thank God they're tinning these, because this is ridiculous. I made a mistake here. Sniper Boy pushed. It's a 2v1. Gator, what are you doing back here? I was so worried, like that last round I talked about getting our teammate up here when I should have pushed with Sniper Boy. We already had the numbers. I should have been pushing right here. It was my mistake. We got lucky. Ended up being a 1v1 gunfight, and he got the better of him, but that's a clear example why I should have pushed with my teammate. It's 2v1. They should be pushing. They should be pushing. Alright, there we go. They're pushing. It's coming in with the, here you go. 2v1. He has to decide who he wants to shoot. That was the right play. There's another win. At 6. That team played very well with me. And this is the opportunity where you can send out a friend request and say, hey man, good game. Send out a friend request. Here are two guys you played very well with. You can see I wasn't the best player in this game, but those guys, you can see they're in the same clan. I was the lone guy and just played very well together. That was a great game. I think this is the final game to get my 7th win. Oh, this kite had my number every frickin' time. Thank you, sir. Let's get the numbers back up. We got one guy running inside. He's very aggressive. And it's a numbers game, remember. 3v1. Who's going to win this one? We are. And the thing with trials is, a lot of times, the reason that guy was using a sniper rifle, if he was with a really good team, and so it's a good team I was playing against, once you get that one player out, that's usually your chance to push, because then is a 3v2. And the odds of you winning a 3v2 gunfight are much higher than just a 1v1. Just saying. Why I was going outside here. Hey, those melees do work. They never work when I use them. I guess I got lucky one time. This is not comfortable for me. I'm not a close range player. I'm not set up for close range engagements except for my sidearm. Look at that, it worked twice. I'll be damned. That was a bad revive. I should have waited. Remember, when your teammate is reviving your other teammate, you got to create a distraction. He got lost in the smoke. That smoke is oppressive. We got lucky there. We got lucky. That's it, guys. 7 wins. And here's the result. Look at that loot. It's just incredible. It's just, I've never seen so much loot. I honestly haven't. I played a lot of Destiny. I've never seen this much loot. So guys, what are you waiting for? So just to recap, what did we learn from these clips? Number 1, watch the choke points of the map and don't expose yourself by going in solo against a waiting team. Number 2, when shooting as a team, use spacing so that you don't trip over each other when trying to strafe. Number 3, look for the Dominion point first and defend the area. Also, keep an eye out for rounds with heavy ammo. Number 4, know your strengths and weaknesses when playing with other players. If you have a teammate who likes to rush in, then back him up with cover fire or rush in with him if the numbers are in your favor. You know what works best for you. The name of the game is to adapt your playing style in the best way that'll help your teammates. Number 5, speaking of numbers, remember that Trials is a numbers game. Always take advantage of the numbers and push with your team if you have the numbers. This isn't always comfortable with us casual players, but you'll have to back up your teammates. You gotta do it. Number 6, stick with your team. I got away with some bad practices in these games that you just saw, and it could have been worse. But stick with your team. They can only revive you if you're near them. And lastly, number 7, have fun and realize that you're learning a new game and strategies. Bungie's going to reward you regardless, so learn how to improve and record a few games and watch them back. It's how I've slowly gotten better as a 50-something gamer playing PvP in Destiny 2. This entire card took 1.5 hours total to get 7 wins. And like I mentioned earlier, I was playing with no comms and no sound, all visual cues. If this old fart can do it, I know you can too. Good luck, Guardian.